Welcome to Just Be True, a soul led podcast. I am your host, Summer, and I am thrilled that we are here together today to discuss a subject that is near and dear and very personal to me. It's self acceptance, the freedom to accept who you are unconditionally, right? I mean, this can be very personal and it's universal at the same time. It's all about learning to see yourself with kindness, about coming home to who you are beneath all the expectations, fears, and stories that you've been told. So, truly allowing yourself to be true to you and be within your own self, right? I mean, that's an amazing thing to consider and start to doing. So, let's start with the illusion of perfection, right? How many of you have changed your dress, the way you dress, your hairstyle, the way you act, or claim that you like something or dislike something because of someone else, because of someone else's opinion of you, because someone else's expectations of you? I know I have. And for much of my life, I've tried to become better at fitting in, better at pleasing others, better at hiding the parts of myself that I thought were just too much, like too much for other people to accept. I measured my worth on how others saw me. And oh, I was doing such a disservice to myself when I did that. For me, this mostly took place in my spiritual gifts, me hiding my gifts and not truly owning them so that others wouldn't think that I was crazy or weird. Well, guess what? I'm weird and maybe a little bit crazy, but that's perfectly fine. I mean, it took me a long time to truly step into owning my spiritual gifts. I was brought up in a Southern Baptist home, and spirituality just wasn't spoken about. You know, the gift of mediumship was not something that was shared with me. I didn't know what a psychic was until I was in my 30s. Oh my goodness. And I do it now for a living. Go figure, right? I did not, and I was always told to do right, fit in, make sure that you look a certain way to be accepted by a certain way. Oh my gosh. I remember growing up that we had to look perfect when we stepped outside of that house. The hair had to be perfect, the clothes had to be perfect, everything had to be perfect. But inside the house, it was a total mess, right? But we showed a perfect side of ourselves so others would accept us, so others would, have a different opinion of us. I'm going to tell you, I am so much happier now that I am living my true, authentic self, and I have set aside the expectations of others and of pleasing. I am no longer in the game of pleasing. Look, it is what it is, right? I mean, if you're living your life to please others, you're living for others and you're not living for you. Another area that, I also did this in was how I dressed. I had such a difficult time with fashion and trying to fit in. I never really fit in. And when I did dress to fit in, I felt awkward. I felt like somewhat of a misfit, like I was wearing clothes that belonged to somebody else and not to me. Well, today, I dress how I want to. I don't worry about other people's opinion because their opinion is just that, their opinion. And it's none of my business what someone else's thinks or how somebody else believes, right? Especially about me, I'm the one that has to live with my choices. I'm the one that has to answer to the things that I do. And I'm the one that has to wear my clothes. I'm the one that has to be comfortable. So guess what? I go out of my way to be comfortable, and I make sure that whatever I'm wearing suits me and my personality. I don't care about others, right? You got to be comfortable. How many ladies have you worn those high heel shoes just to look cute so somebody would think that you were cute, right? You did them for fashion. Did you do it because it was you? Maybe so. And great. That's absolutely wonderful. But did you do it to get somebody else's attention? Did you do it to get somebody else's approval? If so, there's a better way of doing that. Look, I wear weird shoes. My favorite shoes are the Vibram five-fingered shoes, the ones where all your toes have a little slot in them. People laugh at me all the time. They tell me they're the weirdest shoes they've ever seen, but guess what? They're the most comfortable shoes that I have, and I wear them daily, and I don't care. Literally, I don't care what anybody thinks. Why? It's my feet, my shoes. I do what I want to do because I'm going to be self-acceptance of me, right? I'm not going to care about other people. But I'm going to tell you, during this process of fitting in, I lost connection with who I truly was. And I'm sure you do too. Maybe you felt that too much pressure to live up to someone else's version of you. A silent exhaustion of pretending to be what the world expects instead of you just being what your soul desires. And when you can step into being and living what your soul desires, everything is simpler. Literally, everything is simpler, right? When you let go of other people's expectations of you, you free yourself. You really do, right? So, self-acceptance isn't about becoming perfect. It's about releasing the need to be perfect. It's about truly being you unapologetically, truly being you unapologetically. So for me, there came a point in my journey when I realized I couldn't keep chasing approval. I mean, I spent years living up to everyone else's expectations, and yet I still felt unfulfilled, and I felt like I was living a lie and not being true to me. And at a point, I kind of like lost who I was, and then you really feel kind of lost. And then I finally stopped. And when I allowed myself to just be, that's when I began to feel peace. I began to feel peace inside, right? The true healing came the moment I started honoring my truth instead of hiding from it. I mean, yeah, you can go on hiding from it from here on out, but you're never going to truly know who you are. And anyone around you is not going to know truly who you are. They're only going to see the part of you that is living up to their expectations. And that's not helpful for you or them. I mean, I'll be honest. This sounds a whole lot simpler than what it actually is. It took practice to do what felt right. It took courage to allow people in the world to see the real me. And when you show up true to yourself, you also show vulnerability. Now, however, I must say, being vulnerable does not mean you're weak. It does not show your weaknesses. It is a strength and a courage and can be extremely powerful. I think the definition or the meaning around vulnerability is misleading. When you can show someone your vulnerable side, you're showing them that you're human. What I've learned from vulnerability, sorry, kind of tongue twister there, is that people respect and look up to you more for being vulnerable. And it shows everyone else that you are human too, that you're not this some perfect machine that doesn't ever make mistakes or doesn't have feelings, right? The first time that I showed vulnerability, I was a manager and I showed it to my team. And it actually helped bring me and my team members closer together. Because yes, even though that they needed to follow directions for what I gave them to do, and that they had to live up to they had to do what was expected of them. They still understood that I had emotions and I had feelings too, and that showing my vulnerability side let them see the human part of me, not just the supervisor part of me. So, embrace that vulnerability and let it show through and let people see the true, real you. And this is a part of self acceptance as well. So take steps each and every day to show and to step into your true, authentic self and own your self acceptance. I mean, own it. And discover the moment when you can whisper to yourself, I don't have to prove anything. I am already enough. I'm going to say that one more time. I don't have to prove anything. I am already enough. And when you can say that and believe it, in that moment, you'll be able to finally breathe again. You'll be able to let it all go. Who cares what other people think? Right? I mean, truly, who cares? That one person or that small group of people, you may not even have to live with those individuals the rest of your life. You have to live with you for the rest of your life. Nobody else is going to be around you from birth to death except for you, every single moment. So, what does self acceptance really mean? It doesn't mean that you stop growing or learning. It means that you love yourself through the process. It means holding compassion for your past self, gratitude for your present self, and hope for what you're still becoming, because you will continue to grow through this whole process. I think life is a continual growth and continuing looking at ourselves and seeing how we can be truly authentic to ourselves, how we can accept ourselves, and how we can step into that space of unconditional love everywhere, right? So, you're still becoming. And when you look in the mirror, instead of seeing flaws or mistakes, you begin to see a soul, strong, wise, beautifully imperfect. We're not meant to be perfect. We are meant to be loved, and we are meant to be self-accepted. When you realize you don't have to fix your reflection, you only have to love it open-heartedly and with unconditional love. It will change your life, I promise you. So I would like to invite you to take a challenge. And this is something I would like for you to do every single day until you feel that it's no longer needed, right? And I still do it today. Now, I don't do it every single day, but I still do it from time to time. And it's a beautiful reminder, right? So what you need to do is you stand in front of a mirror. And when you first do it, like just be fully clothed, stand in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes, like literally look into your own eyes, right? That's the seat of the soul. And say to yourself out loud, I see you. I love you. Thank you for being exactly who you are. Yep, you'll say it out loud to yourself, eye to eye. I see you. I love you. And thank you for being exactly who you are. Now, as you do it, notice the emotions that rise up and allow them to flow. It doesn't matter if you find yourself in tears, laughing, or feeling overwhelmed with love. Don't judge those emotions. Just let them be seen and sit with them. You might feel like you need to journal. You might feel like you need to do a vlog for it. Whatever. you need to do, feel free to do so. But this is what self-acceptance is. It feels like a gentle, raw, honest, and real emotion. Now, after you've done it for a while, I would like for you to step it up a little bit and do it with no clothes on. Look at your full body. Embrace the full body of you and say those same things. I see you. I love you. And thank you for being exactly who you are. And you are perfect in every way. Now, I promise it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. If you stick through this every day, you will change. You will change how you feel about yourself, which in return will change how the world sees you and will offer you the ability to fully accept who you are, the, the perfect imperfection in which you are, right? So this journey of self-acceptance isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you are. It's about learning to just be true. You know, that's how I came up with the name of my business and the lead of this podcast, Just Be True, is learning to be truly who you are and accepting who you truly are. I mean, it's a beautiful gift and one that only you can give yourself. Because when you honor who you are, you create a space for everything meant for you to flow into life effortlessly, naturally, and divinely. So I hope this message resonated with you. I invite you to read my full blog, The Power of Self-Acceptance and Healing. Is on my website. As you can see, my website is just JUST dash BE dash true, TRUE.com. So just dash B dash true. And you can see my blog there, The Power of Self-Acceptance and Healing. I also have another blog on there called Mirror Work. And the mirror work does talk about looking at yourself in the mirror and saying those beautiful words and truly accepting who you are. And it's a powerful, powerful tool for self-healing and self-acceptance. So I invite you to check both of those out. Also, if you're in the Atlanta area, I also do work at The Inner Space. I do classes there and I also do readings there. I hold a channeling circle once a month. Messages through the veil also once a month. And then you can also go to my website and you can schedule a one-on-one reading with me. So they would be a clairvoyant reading or a channel message reading. And so please feel free to schedule an appointment and we'll see you soon. I hope that this podcast has resonated with you. And please feel free to share this episode with someone who needs a reminder of how wonderful they are and that they are enough. Until next time, stay gentle with yourself and keep shining your authentic light. And I will see you soon. Bye.